Phyllis, what the hell are you doing?
What does it look like? I'm cooking.
Why the hell are you cooking?
Because our cook is AWOL.
Mary Poppins isn't home. Where the hell is she?
She's at the university finishing up her project. She's graduating next week.
So she put you in charge?
Not exactly.
What exactly is not exactly?
I got the job by default on account.
On account of what?
On account that nobody else wanted it.
What about Rhonda and Martina?
I asked Rhonda. She said she can't help unless we like gefilte fish.
Phyllis, gefilte fish comes out of a jar.
Her point exactly.
What about Martina?
Please, she's still getting the hang of being a woman.
I suppose.
So I'm it.
But Phyllis, you can't cook.
Maybe if we don't tell anybody, they won't notice.
I think severe food poisoning might just be noticeable.
Little bicarbon, they'll be as good as new.
What the hell are you making anyway?
Meatballs.
Phyllis, your meatballs bounce.
Don't worry, I'm using less rubber.
That's not funny.
I wasn't joking. Goodyear stock was going to plummet 50 points after this meal.
Not to mention everyone's stomach. Oh hell, who can that be?
Well, you gonna get it?
If it's a choice between that and eating your meatballs, I'll get the door and kiss whoever's behind it. Oh crap.
What's the matter?
Phyllis, this care package is for you.
What the hell are you talking about? Oh my God! Felicia?
Hello, sis.
What the hell are you doing here?
Well, that's a fine how do you do. Aren't you gonna at least invite me for dinner?
How do you feel about meatballs?
Whatever may come our way, we'll deal with it day to day. We hope you'll be there while we're living in our timeshare.
Where the hell do you think you're going?
I'm going to sit down, you mind?
I most certainly do.
Is she always this crabby?
Be careful how you answer that.
I wasn't intending to.
Why the hell are you here?
What? I can't come to visit my sister?
You never come to visit unless you want something.
You're right. I do want something.
I knew it.
I want to know why you didn't invite me to Kathy's wedding.
Where'd you hear about my daughter getting married?
From your daughter. What? Don't you two talk to each other?
Phyllis, feed her the meatballs and be done with it.
You shut up. Go sit by my sister.
Do I have to?
I don't bite.
That's what you said the last time.
Sit.
Yes, ma'am.
She is a bossy one. So how you been, Roy?
Forget him. He's off limits.
Territorial, too. So you're gonna answer my question?
Was there a question in that incoherent rambling?
Why didn't you invite me to Kathy's wedding?
For one thing, nobody's been invited. Kathy doesn't have a gown. George doesn't have a tux. And we don't have a venue or a minister yet.
An invite still would have been nice.
To what? Oh, by the way, Felicia, you're invited to Kathy's wedding. We don't know when it's going to be, where it's going to be, or anything, but we'll let you know when we do.
That works for me.
It sure as hell would have prevented this nightmare of a conversation.
Look, when we have a date, we'll send you an invite.
There, was that so hard?
Not as hard as her meatballs.
Oh yeah, since when were you able to cook?
Phyllis, you want to answer that? Or do you want me to get you a lawyer first?
Oh, keep it up, Roy. You'll be getting those meatballs via enema.
But I'll still be putting them in my mouth. Oh, thank God, saved by the door.
Where the hell were you two? We were out looking at bedroom stuff.
Good idea, since you'll be spending a lot of time between the sheets.
Don't give them any ideas.
The ideas I already got. They just need a bedroom to execute them.
I'm gonna execute you in a minute.
Please, Phyllis, just give her the meatballs.
Hi, Felicia. What are you doing here?
I came to ask your mother why she didn't invite me to your wedding.
We don't have a date yet.
We don't even have a bedroom yet.
Hey, you're young. Do it on the floor.
I said don't give them any ideas.
I think maybe we should let the adults talk.
You two aren't going anywhere. We're gonna get this settled once and for all.
This is gonna be a long day.
So how'd you two meet?
We met here.
And we fell in love here.
How romantic. So your mother lets you walk around like that?
She has no say over how I dress. Besides, George likes the way I dress. Don't you, George?
George, don't say anything without your lawyer present. In fact, I think I need to get lawyers for everybody here.
Excuse me, but I'm trying to have a conversation with my sister.
So who's stopping you?
I don't even know how you can show your face around here after what you did. What did Aunt Felicia do? None of your business.
Kathy, I hit on your father. It was a long time ago. She wasn't even married yet.
But we were serious and you knew it.
Did I? Seems the only thing you were serious about at the time was your appearance.
If you look like this, wouldn't you be?
I had my own cross to bear growing up. Or in case you haven't noticed, I sound like Edward G. Robinson on steroids.
At least you were always the good-looking one.
Yeah, but as soon as I'd open my mouth, the guys would run for the hills. They thought I was a guy in drag. I had to pull down my panties just to prove I was a woman.
Kathy doesn't wear any panties. Too much information, George.
Hey, you could have had throat surgery and cleared that all up.
And you could have gotten a nose job. And as for the rest of the body, hey, modern science can perform miracles, even on you.
The point is, at least I made something of my life.
Yeah, you married a rich guy. Tough work if you can get it.
Certainly there had to be a deaf rich person you could have married.
Right now I'm wishing I was deaf.
Besides, if I had surgery, that would have been the end of my male impersonating gig.
You're a male impersonator? Where the hell do you hide everything?
I wear loose-fitting suits, as opposed to the skin-tight stuff my niece seems to like wearing.
Ladies, can we take it down about 20 decibels?
That's my sister. She likes the sound of her own voice.
At least I don't sound like that.
No, you sound like a dying cat.
Speaking of dying, Phyllis, you still got that spare 38?
You thinking of shooting someone?
Yes, myself.
Don't give her the satisfaction. Make her get on her hands and knees and beg.
Phyllis Calhoun begs for no man. The gun's on my nightstand.
Does this always go on whenever your ma and Aunt get together?
No, not always.
Oh, good.
Sometimes they arm wrestle and spit tobacco at each other.
Which reminds me, you gotta smoke.
There is no smoking in this house.
We save it for the bars.
You still go bar hopping?
What if we do?
I remember when we used to do that together. We used to have a lot of fun.
So what happened?
We grew up.
That's debatable.
You should talk. Your idea of adult entertainment is watching Disney sing-along tapes.
Don't knock it until you've heard James Baskett sing Zippity Doo Dah. We love that song. Zippity Doo Dah, Zippity Yay. My oh my, what a wonderful day. Plenty of sunshine coming our way. Zippity Doo Dah, Zippity Yay. Mr. Bluebird's on my shoulder. It's the truth, it's factual. Everything is satisfactual.
All right, that's enough.
Were we off key? No, but I think your future mother-in-law is going to be off her nut if you don't keep quiet.
Better do what he says, George. See what happens when you come here? Everybody loses their mind.
Seems to me they're just having a good time. Did you forget how to do that, sis?
I think there's something else on Phyllis's mind right now.
What are you talking about?
I think you know. Felicia, today is your sister's anniversary. Isn't it, Phyllis?
Today's her anniversary?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Of course not. You don't know anything about my life.
How could I? You didn't even invite me to the wedding.
Why? So you can steal my husband from me?
I was supposed to be your maid of honor. Instead, you asked that Betty Fishman. That girl walked around with toothpicks sticking out of her mouth.
At least she didn't hit on my husband.
No, but from what I heard, she was hitting on everybody else in the room. By the end of the night, they were calling her Bedsheet Bingo Betty.
And if you were there, they would have been calling you sir.
Oh, that's it. Hit a girl while she lives.
The point is, I think Phyllis is a little sad today.
Why should I be sad?
Because you miss your husband. And worse than that, Kathy misses her father. And that kills you.
I do miss Daddy. I know you do.
How did he die, Kathy?
I'm not sure. Ma never told me.
You never told your daughter how her father died? What kind of a monster are you?
Look, it's none of your business.
Well, certainly it's her business.
Ma, how did Daddy die? Look, now's not the time to get into it. We'll talk tonight. You promise? I promise.
Hey, maybe you coming here today did some good.
Oh, please, don't give her credit for this train wreck.
God forbid you give me credit for anything.
I give you credit for one thing, knowing enough to stay away from this place. At least until today.
Then maybe I should leave.
Maybe you should.
You're not going anywhere. Now look, you two. You've got to find a way to work this out.
That is never gonna happen. Why not, Ma? Because too much has happened between your aunt and me. Some things just can't be fixed.
I don't believe that for a second. Felicia, are you willing to give it a try?
I guess I am if she's willing.
Come on, Phyllis. Do it for me. Do it for your daughter.
This is emotional blackmail.
Whatever works.
Come on, Ma. I can't stand seeing the two of you fighting.
What do you say you dump the meatballs in the trash and we go out for dinner? Just the five of us.
Ma, you're making meatballs?
She was.
But Ma, your meatballs bounce.
That's 2 votes for no on the meatballs. How do meatballs bounce?
My Ma has a gift. Now if only we could figure out a way to give it back. Hey, you never went hungry. Because Dad kept sneaking pizza and cheeseburgers into my room. No wonder it always smelled like a restaurant up there.
So what do you say, Phyllis?
Fine, we'll go out to eat. Where are we going?
How about Italian? I could go for some spaghetti and meatballs.
Well, it's about time somebody came home. What do you mean? Roy left this note. Went with Phyllis, assisting the kids out to dinner. Be back later. Phyllis has a sister? Yeah, Felicia. What's she like? It's kind of hard to explain. She sounds like Edward G. Robinson on steroids. Well, that's frightening. I'm actually surprised she came by. Why's that? Because Phyllis and her sister don't exactly get along all that well. Sounds like my whole family. Your family doesn't get along? You remember ABC Monday Night at the Movies? Yeah. We had Monday night at the fights. We used to lay odds as to who would be left standing when the night was over. At 160 pounds, it was a sucker's bet. I laid them all out with one kick to the shins. It's hard to believe you were ever overweight. If you're about to hit on me, I'll have to tell your girlfriend. Girlfriend? Please. She's hardly ever home anymore. Couple of weeks she's going to England to take care of her mother. And you'll eventually be with her? Yeah, after my sister dies. There is absolutely nothing about this that doesn't suck. I know what you mean. I remember when my Rosie died. It was the worst day of my life. How do you do it? How do I do what? Smile after having lost a child. Because life has to go on. The alternative isn't very nice either. Did you ever think of killing myself? Tons of times. What stopped you? I knew someday I'd meet somebody like Iggy. You really love him, don't you? How do you not love Iggy? He's like a big kid. By the way, where is he? He said he was going out but couldn't tell me where. I think he wants to surprise me with flowers or something. Does he do that a lot? Yeah, he's a real romantic. You know, it's funny. I never looked at Iggy that way. I don't think anybody has. I think you brought the romantic out in him. I think he's just a sucker for a great pair of legs. I have a feeling Iggy's a lot deeper than that. The truth is, you're pretty special. You gotta stop hitting on me. That's not what I'm doing and you know it. You keep telling yourself that. You think you and Iggy will ever get married? With my track record, that's probably looking for trouble.
I think it'll be different with him.
What makes you say that?
Because as screwy as you are, I think Iggy likes you as a person. And when you like someone as a person, the rest comes easy.
You're his best friend. You'd approve of us getting married?
In a heartbeat.
Well, he's got to ask me first, and I don't think that's going to happen.
What makes you say that?
Because I think Iggy's afraid I'll say no.
Then I guess that leaves you only one choice.
And what's that?
You'll just have to ask him. I have to admit, that was a nice dinner.
Yeah, and you sure packed it away.
Hey, I was hungry. So, are you two good now? I know I am. Phyllis,
I suppose.
that's the best you're gonna get out of her. I'll take it. Kathy, please let me know when your wedding takes place.
Don't worry, I'll call you.
You promise?
I'll see that she does.
Thanks, Kathy. You're a good girl. She's the best. She sure is. Well, I'll take my leave now.
Will you think about what I said?
I did. And you know what? If a guy can't accept me for who I am, then to hell with him. I'll find Mr. Right someday. Well, that could have gone a lot worse.
Roy, will you and George excuse us? I gotta talk to my daughter alone.
Come on, George. You can help me with the treadmill.
Okay. I guess I owe you an explanation. The night your father died, it was all my fault. How was it your fault? Your father and I got into a big fight. You went storming out of the house. I knew as angry as he was, he should have never gotten in his car. What happened? Well, he went driving down the highway and he saw this disabled vehicle. And you know your father always ready to help out. Well, he got out and this lady had a flat tire. So he went to change the flat. And this drunk was driving down the highway and he swerved. He hit your father and he killed him instantly. If we hadn't fought, he would have never gotten in his car. He would have never been driving down that highway. He would have never seen that disabled vehicle. He would have never gotten out of his car to fix that flat. He would have never been hit by that drunk. And he would have never... Ma, stop. It wasn't your fault. Of course it was my fault. No, it wasn't. It was nobody's fault. Things just happened. And the last thing Daddy would want you to do is to blame yourself. You don't blame me? No, Ma. I know how much you love Daddy. It was a terrible accident. I haven't been the same since. I know that. But it's about time that you put this all behind you. Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to bed. Kathy? Yeah, Mom? What did I do to deserve such a great daughter? I guess you're just lucky. Where the hell have you been?
Glad I wasn't here to have to referee between you and your sister.
Relax. You kissed and made up.
You're kidding.
No, it was about time we buried the hatchet.
I guess miracles can happen.
I finally told Kathy how her father died.
How did she take it?
She said it wasn't my fault.
But you still think it was.
I always will.
Today's been a hard day for you, hasn't it?
It's supposed to get easier as the years go by.
But it doesn't, does it?
Not even close.
I'll leave you to your thoughts. Good night, Phyllis.
Happy anniversary, girl. Maybe next year it'll get better.
Hi, Steve. I'm not Captain America Rogers here with another installment of Timeshare Tidbits. Lewis Smedes once said, "To forgive is to set a prisoner free and find out that the prisoner was you." This week, Phyllis's sister Felicia came by for a visit, but in the end, they managed to kiss and make up and put the past behind them. Now, if only Phyllis can forgive herself as easily as she forgave her sister. All these years later, she still blames herself for her husband's death. I guess some things are just harder to forgive. In the meantime, Felicia is going to get an invite to Kathy and George's wedding. If that day ever comes around, maybe we need to forgive those two for having the combined sense of a can of peas. Now that's something I haven't had in a long time. Oh well, maybe it's just as well, 'cause I know my stomach won't forgive me afterwards. Roger's out.